of the seventh persecution of the Christians under Decius, begun about the year 251. Sebastian Frank, P.J. Twisk, and Johannes Gizius placed the beginning of this persecution under Decius in A.D. 251, while Abraham Melanus and the author of the Introduction to the Martyr's Mirror began it with the year 253, which difference can easily be reconciled in this manner, namely that the decrees against the Christians were sent out and published about the year 251, but they were not actually put in force until about A.D. 253. Of the cruelty and misery of this persecution, P.J. Twisk, after narrating something in commendation of this emperor, begins immediately to give an account of the tyranny which he employed against the Christians, saying, he caused public mandates and decrees to be issued and posted up that if they would not apostatize from Christ, to persecute the Christians everywhere, and to execute them without mercy, with every kind of torture that could be devised. The torments with which the poor Christians were put to death in that day were very severe, as we may read in Dionysius, Gregory, Cyprian, Eusebius, Vincentius, and others. They were exiled, spoiled of their goods, sentenced to the mines, scourged, beaten. Beheading and hanging were thought far too insignificant, yea, no punishment at all for them. Hot tar was most invariably poured over them, roasted at a slow fire, stoned, pricked in the face, eyes, and the whole body with sharp-pointed instruments, dragged through the streets over hard pebbles and rough stones, dashed against rocks, cast down from steep places, their limbs broken in pieces, torn asunder with hooks, rolled about on sharp potsherds, given as prey and food to the wild beasts, stakes driven through their loins, etc. There was scarcely a place where persecution was not in vogue. Africa and Alexandria especially could be called the school of the martyrs. In short, Nicephorus says in his 5th book, chapter 29, that to count the martyrs of this time would be as easy as to undertake to count the sands of the seashore. We shall begin with the persecution which at this time took place at Alexandria against the pious and defenseless Christians, for which reason this place was called by the ancients the scaffold of all tyranny.